Hey guys, what's going on? Sorry for the lack of reviews. I was actually in MegaCon this last weekend. I had a booth there. I don't know if you know, but I have my comic Book of Laxia, that I went in there with, and it was a great time. If I got to see any of you at the show, hey, it's been amazing meeting you guys, and I hope to see you guys there next year as well. Even though it is gonna be on a Super Bowl weekend, so that's gonna be kind of crazy. But that aside, I'm here to actually talk about a new show from Disney, Percy Jackson and the Olympians, which is essentially the second stab at this series. We had one, I believe it was back in 2010, and let's just say that series of movies wasn't the greatest. It wasn't quite M. Night Shyamalan, Avatar The Last Airbender bad, but it was pretty bad. So we were essentially kind of, it was completely dry for us mythology fans when it comes to, big budget blockbuster movies like that. I mean, we had Gods of Egypt, but God, I wish I didn't have Gods of Egypt. And so when I heard about this, yeah, I was actually super excited because originally I thought it would be just another, movies or a series of movies, and then it turned into it being a long form TV show. So that extremely piqued my interest because I do believe a lot of this stuff, especially coming from books and stuff such as that, it deserves to be in a long form series because you're able to actually develop all of these characters. You're able to develop, all these people and the world and such. And it's hard to do that in 2.5 hour movie. I mean, all props to what Percy Jackson did with the Lord of the Rings movies, but that's almost a once in a lifetime type of deal that happens, and you have to be extremely talented to do all of this. So how was Percy Jackson now that the first season has ended? I would certainly have thoughts. So first off, the cast. So we had Walker Scobell as Percy Jackson, and all of these are young actors. I'm not that familiar with them, but Walker Scobell was definitely one that definitely embodied the role of Percy, and I could see that he could do that because I actually did watch his movie that he did with Ryan Reynolds, Adam Project, that came out on Netflix a few years ago, last year or 2 years ago. And let me tell you guys, anybody that can act opposite of Ryan Reynolds and hold his own, especially at the age that Walker is at, deserves a gold star. So he definitely embodied Percy, and definitely had fun with the role. And we also had a few other people like Leah Jeffries and Ryan Simatri that are playing Annabeth and Grover, which are essentially his friends and confidants throughout this adventure in the first book and in the future as well. And both of them were very good at what they did, and brought their best to the parts. You could see that these are the characters, their personalities and everything really shine through from the books all the way into the series, and it was definitely a joy to watch them have fun as they have had fun shooting this. So the core three are amazing. It's definitely fun watching them in this entire show, and just generally just have fun with it. And this is where we get into some of these guest characters, and it's kind of where the show takes a turn a little bit. Some for the better, some for the unexpected, and some for the, a little bit worse as well. And first of those is Adam Copeland, or if you watch wrestling, you better know him as Edge. And he brought what I'm gonna just call this sinister levity to the role, and he was actually one of the better guest characters in the show, and he brought everything he could to the role of Ares as he was interacting to the group as they were going through their adventure and stuff. And it was very, very fun to watch him, just explore all of these different emotions and range that he has. So see him do it in a long form was definitely interesting, and it's gonna really be very interesting to see where it goes from here. And obviously, I'm gonna leave the best for last here in a minute, but let me kind of talk about,
there is a way into the underworld,
Liz Miranda,
a secret way
that plays Hermes in this show.
Find it before.
And
do you know what happens?
I do believe that his role is serviceable as Hermes. It does feel like he's essentially just playing himself. So he could have definitely brought more to the character of Hermes to basically differentiate it from the other roles that he had.
That no matter how much I tried to help,
that is one of the shames of this in particular season. Hopefully later on, they can definitely work on those mistakes and adjust some of these characters and stuff later on. But the final one, and the one that's, goes without saying, that is a show stealer and scene stealer, is Lance Reddick as Zeus, the late Lance Reddick that passed away last year, and such a tragic loss. And this was actually his last TV performance, so having him do this role as Zeus, as brief as it was, and as few scenes that he has had in this particular first season, because it is essentially an introduction to the character and stuff, it was just amazing, and it was he took it to another level, and whoever needs to replace this guy, showrunners definitely have their hands full trying to find that replacement.
It is the only reason
and
I'm letting you leave
it's
alive.
not going to be easy, but it is going to be interesting to see how they go about it.
So when I say you may go, it means
basically, is this a perfect adaptation? Because I'm saying all of these great things about it, and to answer your question, no, it's not. There were definitely some changes from the book that were done that even though Rick Riordan was a big part of it, the creator of the books was a big part of creating this show, and the scripts and making sure that everything fits within this world, unlike the movies. It does sometimes feel a little bit hollow, and that doesn't really stem from the changes of the books themselves. It almost stems from the run time of the show, because each episode is about 30 to 35 minutes, and it does feel like if the show was a little bit longer, it definitely could have fleshed out some of these other characters and relationships between them. And honestly, the biggest problem I have with this show is the action and the lack of thereof, to say the least. There's some scenes and some really interesting chase sequences and stuff that are very, very cool, and they look great, the sets are amazing, and all that is good. But sometimes it feels like it leaves you wanting more from the action itself. It basically kind of leaves you hanging, right? And that could definitely turn off some of the people that are watching the show, because it feels like some of these fights don't have the resolution you believe they should have, and that is a shame. It's definitely going to be something that they can improve on, as the second season for Sea of Monsters was actually just announced a few days ago, and it's gonna be very interesting to see him develop this story, and to see Percy Jackson and all of these other characters continue their track throughout this world of mythos and the Greek gods, and later on other gods as well. But overall, it's a very, very enjoyable show, guys. So I really hope you check it out. It's currently on Disney Plus. All of the episodes are out, so give it a shot. It's a great fun for the entire family. And as always, guys, if you like this review, please like and subscribe. And until next time, see you guys later.